And welcome back to another special installment of Asagao Academy. I'm your host, Sensei Pong. And this is actually an alternate ending. This is the best ending, as you can see in the title. And I will leave the steps in which to take to get to this ending. Excuse me. Script-wise, there wasn't anything majorly different with the route, because like all these routes, I'm assuming the way it's all set up, follow essentially, that key guideline of like the route and the script, with differences here and there, with maybe like a short added like snippet. One notable thing that was different with this run through that I did was when Shane was choking on the crumpets, the correct answer, well, the best answer was to go get help. And what I did, what happened was I ran to the nurse's office, and it was Creeps McPasta, the guy hanging out in the closet. Apparently he's the school nurse. There wasn't really any information explained on who and why he's so creepy and why he ghosted in the closet earlier when Gerard was giving us a tour of the school. So hopefully that gets revealed in a later Let's Play with a different route. But now I'm more curious about Creeps McPasta, the guy with the Pikachu Keaton mask, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Anywho, there you go, found it. What's nice about the Ren'Py engine is that if you roll the mouse wheel, you can actually scroll back and forth between each card, which is pretty cool. I enjoy that. So let's see how this turns out. This is the best ending, so I'm pretty sure how you know what's going to turn out. You will notice one small difference, though, that I found. The arcade at which the tournament was being held was much smaller than I expected. I felt like I'd find some kind of convention, but instead it was a small local arcade filled with machines. Smaller rooms split off, which was probably where the individual competitions would take place throughout the day. A few people milled about the space, generally older folk in their 20s and 30s. I glanced at the agenda in my hand and made my way to one of the back rooms. When I entered the competition room, I found two chairs on an elevated platform, a computer and a projector sitting between them and hooked up to a separate controllers. Ian sat in one of the chairs, looking bored out of his mind. Ian!
Hey.
It's about time you showed up. I was starting to get worried you died. Ah, it's sweet that you... Sweet of you to be concerned. Is it? Yeah. Dot. I got in a chair next to him. A man came over to me and checked my name and club affiliation. I said I was a member of the Normal Boots Club, a small surge of pride making me sit up straight as I said it. There were chairs lined up for people to watch us compete, and to my surprise, the entire room soon filled. I searched the crowd to find the Normal Boots Club. There they were. I waved quietly at Shane, but... Shane stood... I feel like I'm more dramatic the second time recording. Shane stood from his chair, and, as I watched, left the room. Oh, what happened? John and Gerard looked worried. I'm like, oh... He doesn't want to throw me the support. As I stared worriedly into the crowd, a blur of movement caught my eye. Luke was sitting in a chair on the fringe of the audience with the rest of the Hidden Block Club, waving frantically at me. When he saw me looking, he gave me a big thumbs up. Ian rolled his eyes.
Really?
Would it kill you to root for your own teammate? I giggled. Tee-hee-hee. Finally, the lights around us dimmed and the projector started up, showing the main menu of Dumpadoom's Revenge on screen. It was time to start. As the MC began his introduction and explained the rules of the game, Ian turned to me, a smirk on his face. Sure you're ready for this?
Yeah.
You bet I am. Ready to go? Oh, I always mess up the MC. Ready to go! The man turned to us. Ian and I nodded. Then, 3, 2, 1... Start! The game began. I immediately clicked to fill my screen with 2 more lines of blocks. Ian began working with what he had. I scanned the blocks from pink hearts, eliminating them one by one, making combos where I could. It still wasn't advanced enough to plan tons of combos ahead of time. Could make it much more likely for combos to happen, though, through probability. The pinks were all but gone. Green leaves next. Dumbadoom started flipping at the top of the screen. Ian was comboing, which meant I had a few seconds before those blocks would fall. I set up a combo on top of the screen and started eliminating the orange blocks below it. Then it happened. A 6 combo jumped out at me from the screen. My eyes crossed as I stared at it in shock. I just had to move the top block over one space. Then, as quickly as I saw it, it vanished. The blocks looked normal again. "You're dead!" As Ian's blocks fell upon Humble Kingdom, I slid the combo into place. This all feels like deja vu. I got this part correct in my Let's Play. 2, 3, 4 combo, 5 combo, 6 combo, 7 combo, 8 combo. Ian's attack converted into blocks and hovered above mine. I set up several more combos and waited for them to fall. 10 combo, legendary combo, extreme combo. If anybody doesn't know the reference, it's brain fart. For some reason my mind keeps on wanting to say Fatal Fury, but I know that's not right. Extreme combo. Google search. I typed in extreme combo. I should have typed in extreme combo reference, because when I did a Google search, the things that popped up was 100-watt mixing machine and combo reels for fishing. It's not what I'm looking for. Killer Instinct. That's the game. I suck at that game. I suck at most combo-based fighting games. The only real fighting game styles I'm good at is Smash. And that's arguably a fighting game. That's more of a beat-em-up. And I know the Smash fans are going to hate me for that, saying that, but it's a beat-em-up. Dumbadoom started farting out rainbows over Ian's zone. and for some reason I just thought of Rainbow Islands. Because I was just watching Guru Larry talk about games that were ported twice on the same system. Go check out Guru Larry. I'll leave a link down below to his channel. He's one of the best retro guys out there. He's really good at finding really obscure, like, PC games. Blocks. So many blocks. They didn't come in a chunk. They came in a torrential downpour all over Ian's side, sliding from left to right and back again. Ian blinked, his hands and eyes moving frantically over the screen. I wasn't sure he'd even seen something like that before. I sure hadn't. I continued to combo while this was happening, but at this point, there was no need. Ian's screen filled up. He kept trying to make combos until the very end. But game over. That was it. I won. I stared, dumbfounded, at the screen in front of me. Ian's mouth hung open. The room was silent. Then...
Whoa!
Yeah, Hannah.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah. I glanced up to the room, applauding. Even the Hidden Block Club. The announcer was gaping at the screen. I've never seen a high score like that. Oh gosh. Certain I was red as a tomato, I stood to climb off the platform. Get back. Ian stopped and stepped in front of me, grim as always. I braced myself for his infamous sarcasm. But, to my surprise, he laughed. Ha ha ha. Hana. That was a hell of a game, Hana. That's exactly what I wanted from you, Hana. He held a hand in the air, and I looked at it in confusion. Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah.
Oh! I high-fived him, and he clasped my hand in his. Thanks, Hana. That was fun. Then he disappeared in the pressing crowd. I scrambled through them as well, eager to find Shane. See, I did it. I won the tournament. I wanted to shout at him and rub it in his face for not believing in me, much as he tried to near the end. But as I scouted the room, I realized Shane wasn't there. He never came back. Oh. But... why not? Oh, his event is up next. Of course, that's why. I had to go cheer him on. I dashed into the main arcade room, a smile I couldn't wipe off my plastered face. By the time I found him, Shane was already sitting down next to Jeff. A large projector screen stood in front of the room, which was lined with dozens upon dozens of chairs. This was apparently quite a popular event. Seeing the other Normal Boots members gathered together in one of the front rows, I dashed up next to him and grabbed a seat. Hana, ready for this? I sat up straight and cheered on Shane with the rest of the Normal Boots as he chose his racer. He picked Sal. And I was trying to... Jeff and Shane were the best racists on the team. On the teams. It was kind of a lame joke. He picked Sal, an I mispronounced that the first time. I'm not mispronouncing it now. I just did. Anthropomorphic salamander with black skin and orange spots. There you go. A personal favorite. He was the lightest and made sharp turns, kind of like a toad. Jeff picked Frogbert. He was a massive frog. Quite the opposite of Sal. His turns would be wide, but his acceleration speed let him go fast if he wasn't turning. He was a hard character to play, but if you knew how to play him correctly, he could be considered the best. He was fun, and May loved him, but May was terrible with any character. I had first-hand experience of this. Each person chose their own track, and then there was the final track, Rainbow Race, a dazzling multicolored spectacle inspired by the prettiest acid trip ever taken. To my great surprise, rather than a regular MC presiding over the race, instead, Pubaga stood in front of the room and grabbed the microphone. Yo, okay, each racer chosen on the best tracks and now they're starting, yo! Get ready to ball! Probably Shane. That was a PBG reference to one of his ready to ball. Hey, Jeff, just as much chance as Shane does. Well, Pubaga laughed. You're right. May the best man secure the win for the team. A small tadpole floating in the bubble of water wafted from the side of the screen, counting down the start of the race. 3, 2, 1. Pubaga pulled out a checker cloth and waved it wildly as the tadpole squealed, "Go!" Jeff and Shane both spun out in the starting line. I don't usually curse on my channel, so it's always a little bit hard to just like randomly curse on my channel. What the fuck, Pubaga? Where'd you even get that? Dude, Jeff just turned southern too. What the fudge? Pubaga shoved the flag to the floor and grinned sheepishly. I always wanted to do that. It's fun. Just don't do it again. The first race was Jeff's choice. It felt more like a drag race than anything else. It was a straight line, but there was a lot of obstacles to avoid on the track. Jeff won. Unsurprisingly, Sal just bounced everywhere. Luckily, Shane pulled in a tie in the next race, where Frogbert's inability to make short, quick turns pulled a number on him. Finally, it was time for Rainbow Race. I could see the strain on Shane's face, his jaw clenched tight. You can do it, Shane! A slight smile crossed across his face. Then the race was selected. Pubaga raised a checkered cloth again.
No!
No! How dare thee! 3 seconds after the words left their mouths, the race began. Shane started off in the lead for an entire lap until Jeff hit him with a blue slime and sped ahead of him. Dirty move, I say.
Yeah, alright!
You snooze, you lose. Or, you Shane, you strain. Now, Jeff, I'm asking you, I'm pleading to you, don't do this to me. Shane was now struggling to catch up to Jeff. I bit my lip. Shane, kick his ass! In the last 3 seconds, Shane pulled ahead and crossed the finish line in first place. Do you see? Do you see the difference now? Shane won this time. John pumped up from his seat and hugged Pubaga, nearly knocking him over. Jeff shook Shane's hand, pulling each other into a bro hug. John lifted his fist into the air, bellowing through the room.
Yeah!
dorA.Boots wins! Yeah! After a few minutes, the cheering died down. Shane, face still slightly pink, approached me.
Hey.
Now thank you for the support, Hannah. And good job. What? You mean you're not mad at me? Why would I be angry with you? You up and walked out in the middle of my event. Oh, right. Well, I'm sorry about that. Didn't want to make you nervous and ruin your event. I glared at him. I didn't buy that. Apparently Gerard didn't either.
Hold the phone. What?
But Shane, I thought you said it was Hannah that made you nervous, not the other way around. Oh, well, that makes much more sense. Ugh. Shane smacked his own face, then shoved Gerard away from us. I smirked at him. I get weird feelings when you're around. I get all tingly and slimy, and I was afraid I would compromise my racing skill. You mean butterflies in your stomach? ... That's so cute, Shane. Those are normal. Well, they need to get out. Did you know most butterflies are poisonous to eat? Shane and I ambled around the arcade, playing random games as time went on. You know, see, this is actually quite a happier ending. It's not so like, oh, sad. He recited an almost encyclopedic knowledge of every game we encountered, so much so that it made my head spin.
Did you know?
Did you know there are only 40 copies of this cabinet in existence? No, Shane, I did not know. See, now this time it doesn't feel so sad. Finally, it was time for the MC to announce the winner of the tournament. We all crowded around him and preened in the spotlight, a big grin on his face. Thank you all so much for attending our tournament this year. Did we win? Both Shane and I won our events. Not everyone won their events, though. Surely. And the winner of this year's tournament is... Polaris... the Normal Boots Club.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah.
We did it! I screamed and clapped and swarmed on stage. The poor MC didn't know what hit him. As we celebrated, Jared grabbed the microphone.
All right.
Everyone, I am pleased to announce that we have a new club member in our midst.
Hana.
Hana Mizuno, where are you? Shane took my hand and gently led me into the front on stage. The crowd cheered as I tried to find somewhere to hide my face. Welcome to the club, Hannah. Something warm and soft covered my shoulders. I turned to see Shane, lifting my very own Normal Boots jacket over my shoulders, a blushing lighting his face. Welcome to the club.
Shane.
Shane! Oh. When the celebrations finally ended, Shane and I walked back to Asagao hand in hand. I told you I could do it. You did. I'm very proud of you. Now, are we still on for the picnic tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, I'll pick you up then. I think... Shane stopped mid-sentence, only blinking at me.
Bye.
Okay, well have a good day. He turned on his heel and stalked away. Again. I hoped he wouldn't make a habit of it. Shaking my head and drawing my jacket closer around me, I headed into Primrose's house. I almost couldn't sleep. I was so excited and nervous. Mai poked fun at me. Who gets so excited over something as chill as a picnic? But then gave me a soft pink blanket just before we turned in. It's my favorite. It'll bring you lots of good luck. Yeah, brought me lots of good luck last time. With that in hand, I rose early and got ready for the picnic. Maya was still sleeping. The tournament took place the same day as one of her biggest games, and I doubted she would bother getting out of bed before noon. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum. Shane knocked, right on time as always. Just before I went to the door, I passed my new normal boots jacket. With a grin, I slipped it over my shoulders. The newest member of the normal boots club.
Hey.
I see you're up on time.
Yeah.
Of course I am. Ready to go? Yep. I even remembered to pick up our sandwiches. My heart stopped as I turned to the basket in my hands. I forgot. Now calm down, Hannah. I've got 'em. He packed the sandwiches on the top of the basket, then took it from me with an easy grin. Let's get going. The day wasn't as warm as I would have liked, but at least it was sunny out. The weather report was right, for once. I'm really hoping it's right. I'm really, now questioning my ability to do a good ending. As Shane and I made our way to the picnic field, we traded jokes and comebacks. I prepared for today. I was definitely going to impress him. Okay. So, have you heard of this one? Did you know in the 1999 game, Tour of Worlds, hackers have been able to dismantle the code in the game to extract symbols? Oh yeah, that was actually in Tour of Worlds too. Jeez, fine. But, did you know, they recently cryptographed the symbols and found out they formed a secret phrase.
Really?
Really? It said, beware the Illuminati. Shane made a noise akin to something coming out of a horse. Dicks. I oughta knew that. I know, I wanted it to be something more meaningful. It's by Santoon Studios, right? Terrible. Though, good fact, I didn't know that. I beamed, happiness blooming within me. Hey, don't let it get to your head now.
Hey, does this spot look good?
Anyway, it's gonna be fine, dear. It's up to you. Let's set up over there then. I set the basket down in the grass and Shane hung the pink basket blanket over his arm, reminiscent of a butler. Can you lay the blanket down while I get the plates set up? It was colder than I imagined it would be, but I spent so long preparing that there was no way anything would go wrong. I should be more confident in myself. That's what I thought. Right as I pulled 6 spoons out of my basket. There were only supposed to be 2. Something wrong? Shane flapped the blanket open. We watched it float to the ground like a butterfly. Yeah, actually. There are 6 spoons in here. Shane shrugged. So? No, you don't understand. There are 6 spoons. That means... My hand searched the rest of the blanket, almost frantically. That means there's no forks. That's it? We can make do without it. We don't have anything fork-worthy items anyway. He sat down and started helping me unload the basket. I put a hand out to stop him. I need to check if anything else is wrong. My voice wavered, but only slightly. Shane sighed and reached behind him. Out of his backpack, he pulled a fork. I brought this just in case. In case of what? In case of a forky situation. You can use it. My mom always said, life is like a pack of silverware. Alright, thanks. Never know when you're gonna need the fork. That doesn't even make sense. I accepted the fork, but still. It wasn't that I needed the fork, it was just that I forgot it in the first place. I tried my best to push it out of my mind, taking out our sandwiches from the basket. I might have messed up, but at least I knew these were good. Shane helped me make them, after all. But I couldn't eat sandwiches without my fork. Turkey and avocado for me, and ham and cheese for Shane. As I relished in my first bite, I tried not to worry. They tasted terrible. Shane was right. It wasn't a big deal, though. The cool breeze invigorated me, and I decided that I was going to have a good time no matter what.
Hey.
How's your sandwich? Good. I smiled, covering my mouth in case there was something in my teeth, as little crumbs fell out the sides of my mouth. As I did, a small wind kicked up. It was a chilly wind, and I shivered. Then a drop of water hit my glasses. Dang it! Is it raining? Shane paused mid-chew, putting his palm into the air. I don't feel anything. Like him, I gazed up again. There were some clouds, but they were mostly a fluffy white ones. Right, I need to calm down.
But it was hard to stay optimistic at this point. Shane must have noticed the look on my face, because he slipped his hand into mine. I smiled at the ground, willing my palms to stay dry. Sorry if my hands are sweaty. And nice and clammy. We were worried about the same thing? A devilish idea came to my mind, and I did my best to hide my grin. It feels like you just washed your hands and barely dried them. Rub the lotion in them.
Shit.
He released his already loose hold and tried to wiggle out of my grasp, but I held on. Nope. Don't worry about it, really. A cold drop hit the top of my head, and I looked up. Dark clouds swept in, moving in fast around us. A god like drawing a blanket over the sky. Another drop splattered against my cheek. No.
Looks like it's gonna rain.
No, the weather report said it's sunny all day.
Well, sometimes those can be wrong, Hannah.
I let go of his hand and held my palm towards the sky, daring another drop to fall. Shane's eyes were on the sky as well.
Weather reports aren't always accurate.
The dark clouds pillowed above us, but still I refused to believe it. Shane put his hand out again for me to hold.
Now, let's just go back to the dome. We can have a picnic another day. It's not a big deal.
That's not the problem. I know we can have another picnic any day. I know I can make more fish sticks and crumpets and...
What?
Well, crumpets? You still on about that?
I just wanted one thing to go right. Shane, just one thing. Everything I've tried to do for you, with you, ends up a total mess or almost killing you. Maybe some of it was bad luck, but after a while the only conclusion was that I was the problem. A gust of wind blew through. Several droplets landed on me, dotting the lenses of my glasses. Shane seemed at a loss, and I didn't blame him. Not only was the picnic being ruined by rain, but now I was ruining it with my own stupid emotional outburst. And now I'm making it even worse. My voice cracked.
Hannah?
The dam broke. My tears fell freely, as did the rain, right on cue. Shane put a hand around my shoulders, but even though bleary eyes I could see his jacket getting wetter and wetter, I shrugged off his touch. From the first moment you met me, you absolutely hated me. When I wanted to join the club, you warned everyone against me. When you asked to be in the tournament, you told me I couldn't do it. I made those crumpets, those damn crumpets. The last thing I wanted was to cause you pain. The subphoric sky seemed to be emptying out all they had at this point. Maybe you don't hate me, but... Shane raised an eyebrow at me. Rain dripped off his nose. And this might not have been true, but... Hannah. He said it like a warning. He wanted me to spit it out. I balled my hands into fists, gathering all my courage. I was finally going to tell him. I felt like I was just a replacement for Emily. Shane stared at me in shock. I would have thought time stopped at droplets of rain, not continued dropping off his hair. He was so taken aback that I faltered. Was I wrong to feel this way?
No.
No, you aren't. But... No buts, Hannah. He stepped closer to me. We were only a few inches apart now. You're more than anything I could have asked for, could have hoped for. Emily was holding me back, and I her. You helped me bloom into a beautiful flower. A sweet southern rose with another stab. He closed his distance between our soaked lips. Oh, snap.
I kissed Shane.
The flood in my mind cleared, and bed of flowers burst to life in its place. I instinctively leaned into it, at that moment feeling protected from the entire world. Shane brought a hand to my neck and pulled me closer, until our soaked garments were one. Finally he pulled away, his thumb resting on my jawline. Beads of water hung off his eyelashes. I do like you, okay? You. It's just hard for me to show it. Flash! The darkening skies were The darkening skies were interrupted by a clap of thunder in the distance. For an instant, illuminating us both in a flash of white light. This is still so scary for me. He was smiling so sincerely that it was hard for me to look at him. But I know I'm okay, because it's with you. I like you too, but you knew that already, didn't you? He smiled sheepishly and nodded. Most of his year was spent trying to ignore the fact, probably. Shane glanced at the sky, then turned to the magical backpack. Oh, ew. Why would he poo in the green hutch? Maybe he likes the privacy. So, fun fact about leopard geckos, they're like ferrets. They find a spot and they poo in it. Not so much like ferrets. Ferrets tend to poo in the corner. But yeah, geckos tend to like corners too, but they usually find one specific spot and start pooing in it. Our gecko that we recently got about a week ago is now pooing in one of the hides. It's a green little hide, and I'm assuming he likes the privacy because it's like a little outhouse. I'm not sure. He doesn't hang out in there during the night or day. He just goes there to poop. See? These are the nice moments we have. And then I talk about gecko poop. Okay, we're ruining the moment talking about poop because this is He unfurled the umbrella above us, a gentle smile on his face as we poop. You! I figured you might forget something like this. Shane. Oh, I got it. I really wanted to kiss him again. I put my hand to his face and moved forward, our lips connecting a second time. I thought this would happen at the Flower Festival. Really now? I completely forgot you were gonna draw me. You kept saying things like, "Are you ready? Are you okay?" It was suggestive, alright? Shane laughed as I imitated his low, sultry voice. Sorry it took so long. His apologetic smile warmed the depths of my rain-soaked heart. He put a hand outside of the umbrella, shaking his hand. Now how about we get back to the dorms? I nodded. It was getting cold in these clothes. He held out his free hand and I took it again, this time with no doubts in my mind. I giggled to myself the whole way back. Tee-hee-hee-hee. When we got back to the dorm, the rain had already darkened the sky to the point where I couldn't tell whether it was day or night. Now, you're not doing anything else tonight, huh? No, I'm really tired. Crying your eyes out usually does a number on a person. I think Gerard's gonna be at John's until late tonight. If... He trailed off, eyes glued to the floor. I leaned forward to catch his attention, hands clasped behind my back.
Well...
I got a new dog cop movie. Are you inviting me to watch the movie in your room after co-ed times are almost over? I'm trying. And you think I, Hannah Mizuno, the first new Normal Boots Club member in years, am gonna risk detention for you? Shane gaped like a fish. Yeah. Well, you thought right. Let's go. I led the way, if only because I was already in front, and opened the door to his always clean room. Yay! Once again, it put my room to shame. Shane went directly over to his spick and span bookshelf. I said spam instead of span. He slipped out a yellow DVD, then handed it to me before grabbing his laptop. The cover of the DVD was a graphic design disaster. The yellow background was so bright it was blinding, overlaid with a terrible red font. Drops of blood hung off the letters symmetrically and the main character on the front. It was a police officer with the head of a beagle. I want to watch this movie. This doesn't look good. Shane crawled into bed next to me, pulling a light knitted blanket over us. I swallowed hard. Suspicious. Don't think about being in a boy's head, Hannah. You're just watching a movie. Just a movie. Focus. Focus on the prize.
Yeah.
It's going to be awful. Did you want to watch the first one? I shook my head. I never even heard of it. Shane didn't seem like the one for indie films either. A friend from England got me into them. I liked them. I liked one of the actors. Nothing happens in the first one, so you're not missing much. I looked down at the cover again, tracing the bloody 2 with my eyes. They couldn't even choose a German Shepherd, you know, an actual police dog. Now, don't judge the dog by its face, Hannah. That's racist. I threw his pillow at him, which he blocked with ease. A sly grin was interrupted by the telltale signs of an itch in the nose. Hachil! Oh no, getting sick? I realized I was still holding the pillow as if I was going to swing it again. I put it down. Shane winced, fingers pinching his nose. Maybe it's dust. He eyed the pillow, then the blanket we were sitting under. You know, if I want. I only tried once in this room. What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
A blanket foot. That did not go where I thought it would. Shane chuckled at my face.
Well...
It is a little drafty in here. A pillow fort could be fun. She lit up like a Christmas tree. I laughed. Ha 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 ha. Well, get off then. Shane grabbed the blanket I was sitting on, a wicked expression adorning his face. Don't you dare. He pulled. I rolled straight onto the floor, squeaking in surprise. Then I scrambled to my feet, face on fire. Shane! I threw my pillow as hard as I could at him as he clutched his stomach, doubled over with laughter. He yelped a little bit and clasped at his right pinky, pure pain on his face. Oh shit, I'm sorry! Still clutching his injured little finger, Shane gawked at me. Did you just say shit? I covered my mouth. I guess I did. I never heard you swear before. What have I done? Now that I thought about it, Shane swore a lot around me. I learned from the best. More importantly, your finger. Did I hurt it? He made a face and shook out his fingers again. No, I think the pillow just hit it wrong. Man, a broken finger because of a pillow?
What?
It's broken?
No.
No, I was exaggerating. Okay. Achoo. I rubbed my nose, eyes tearing up. I don't suppose you're allergic to dust either. Not that I know of. Shane grit his teeth and looked around the room. I knew exactly what he was thinking. We were getting sick. At least I waited until after the tournament. Yeah, but exams are next week. Great. Stress settled like a cloud over us, but that was no good. I grabbed the blanket that Shane pulled out from underneath me. Where should I put this? The fort won't build itself. You know, since I only have one blanket, let's tuck it under Gerard's mattress. As Shane and I built the fort, memories flooded in from the beginning of the year. I was a little upset and homesick, and may pull together a fort in our bedroom. Shane hated me back then, but now I was making the fort with him. Now I'm thinking, I wonder if you make pillow forts with all the normal boots guys, if you get the best endings with them.
Yeah.
Perfect. We stepped back to admire our handiwork, a single blanket hanging from Gerard's bed and clipped to 2 chairs. It'd be a lot more perfect if you had more than one blanket.
Yes.
I have a bunch of pillows. He pulled a second pillow from his bunk, immediately chucking at me. Okay, I deserve that. Raising an eyebrow, I picked it up. Shane pulled another pillow from his arsenal, eyes glinting. He was no pillow fight casual. The battle was long and hard, small bits of fluff and feathers exploding from the pillows as we attacked each other. Finally, I was exhausted. Shane bopped me on the head with his pillow, and I was sent off balance, falling onto his bed. I couldn't stop the giggles from pouring out of me. Tee hee hee hee. You okay? Shane peeked inside the sheet curtain and stretched out his hand to help me up. I threw my pillow at his face. You worry too much. I smiled and laid back against the pillow. Oh. I shot back and ran a hand over the back of my head. I looked behind me, spinning in my sitting position. My bow!
What?
Huh? My bow, it's gone. I twisted every which way, panicking as I looked for the red ribbon. It's been gone for a few minutes.
Really?
Really? And I didn't notice? I patted the back of my head again, and as if it would suddenly reappear. I didn't think it was important enough to mention. It's important. Okay, well, let's look for it. Yeah, it has to be in here. It probably got knocked off when I was jumping around. Jumping on Gerard's bed. We searched under the bed, across the room, beneath the blankets, but nothing turned up. I forced myself to stay calm. Oh, I can't... I just messaged the guy, like, earlier today, but he was like, there's a whole extra scene, end credit scene, if you get the best ending. I'm assuming this is what it is. I'll keep looking for it. But for now, maybe we should just forget about it.
No!
No! I shouted at him, and Shane's brows instantly knit together. Sorry, I mean, I need it for my look. You're cute without it, you know. His compliment bounced off me, ineffective. I needed my ribbon.
Hey.
If it's that necessary, I'll buy you another one.
Thanks. I need to find this one. He blinked at me, then moved to the other side of the room to search again. I felt bad making Shane tear apart his room for me, so I tried to think of a joke. Why are pirates called pirates? Dang. I already regretted this. Already. I don't know. Why? Because they are. Excuse me. Shane sneezed from under the bed. He slid out and looked at me from his position on the floor.
What?
Say that again? Couldn't hear.
Because... Never mind.
He raised his eyebrows again.
I changed my mind. It was too painful. He chuckled, then crawled back under the bed. I paused, taking another sweeping look around the room, then tapped him on the leg. I think I'm going to give up for now.
What?
What? Why? It has to be in the room somewhere.
Yeah, I'm too worried to do it efficiently. I felt bad for stressing him out. Let's just get my mind off it for now.
Okay, sure.
He wiggled up from the floor and sat on the bed.
Want to start Dog Cop then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane patted the spot next to him, and I sank down to join him. I rested my head on his shoulders and yawned.
But we haven't even started yet.
Well...
I was up all night, setting up the picnic for you. And I'm sure Dog Cop will wake me up. It sounds so exciting. Despite being so close to each other, and in his bed, Shane was almost completely fixated on the movie. He didn't move a muscle, just stared at the screen as though his life depended on it. It made me feel kind of bad, but he did mention he liked one of the actors. Oh no, I felt another sneeze coming on. Aw, we both sneezed at the same time. That's cute. Shane sighed, reaching into the darkness and dropping a box of tissue in front of us. As we continued to watch, my neck started to hurt. I shifted a bit with a sniffle, trying not to disturb Shane too much. He let me adjust, his eyes still glued to his laptop. I took this chance to sneak closer to him, closing the small distance left between us. I turned to face him, but he was already looking at me, and we both smiled. We weren't movie talkers. The dog cop, whose name I learned was Boulder, was traveling across the California countryside. He was looking for a long-lost love, a miniature schnauzer. Or should I say, miniature schnauzer doctor. A dog doctor, a dog tour, named Peanut. Aww. It reminds me of my Nuzlocke. I miss Peanut. I rolled my eyes. They embraced passionately at the reunion. talking about their future together. After the 12th minute of this, Shane yawned. I nervously touched the back of my head again. Still no bow. So, you still think I'm cute?
Yes.
Of course. He turned to me, but kept his eyes on Mr. and Mrs. Dog for as long as he could. Maybe you should try different hairstyles. Find one you like. But I do like it tied back, too. He shrugged, gaze flickering back to the touching scene on screen. Maybe I'll grow it out again. Again? It was down to my mid-back for most of my life. Till about a year before I came here, actually. What made you cut it? Nothing specific. It just sort of happened. He glared at me. I knew that answer wouldn't fly with him. I didn't choose the hairstyle, per se.
What?
What? Your dad? The hairstyle chose me. No! Then who? I sighed deeply, not wanting to spoil the mood with something like this. Well, I was bullied for most of my life, for my hair. We don't have to talk about this if you don't want to. I should have told you this sooner, then maybe... I stopped, but Shane made a face. I bit my lip. Maybe you would have stopped targeting me because of my hair. Not that you still do, but you definitely did earlier in the year. Shane lowered his head, both in acknowledgement and apology. Okay. Now I'm more curious. It was one of the biggest reasons I moved here. Shane quickly tapped the space bar, pausing the dog's mid-frolic. Then he gave me his full attention. I guess it's story time. I invited my best friend over to a sleepover. Most of my former friend group abandoned me, but she was still there for me. I didn't even originally want to have the sleepover, but my dad insisted. He saw I was struggling and didn't know what to do. When she came, things were just like old times. She didn't mention any of what I was being accused of. I felt like maybe things would eventually get better. I fell asleep first. I woke up to the sound of scissors snipping. Michelle was holding pink locks of hair and laughing. What the hell? Do girls do that sort of thing? That's mean. The evil ones? Well, the only mean things I ever did on sleepovers with my friends, we would stick shaving cream on their crotches. This was high school. We still had sleepovers in high school. Not like that's not a recipe for disaster. But some of the best parties were in high school. If anybody from high school is watching this and actually pays attention to my stuff on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, good times. My hair, she cut it all off. My dad was understanding. He kept telling me it was cute, and everyone would like the new haircut. But I didn't go back to school after that. That's why my dad spent all his money to get me into Asagao. It was the only way I agreed to go back to school. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get in. The day before I left, I was still anxious about my hair. My dad came into my room with a red ribbon. He said it was my mother's. He tied up my hair, and for the first time in a long time, I felt cute. You were always cute. Well, maybe, but I didn't feel that way. I was amazed I didn't cry talking about all this. It was the hardest few years of my life, but with Shane next to me, it didn't seem too terribly bad. Shane blinked at me for a few moments, then reached to the side of his bed. Then he tossed a pile of papers into my lap. I read the title. The Best Flower in the Garden. Well, what is this? I opened the first page. Inside was a watercolor comic about a boy and a girl. The girl had pink hair. She was standing with a plainly dressed boy who almost looked like Shane. They seemed to be friends. In the beginning, the boy was afraid to get close to the girl, whom I could now put a name to, Emma. Emma was bright beams of light coming off her. The boy kept trying to reach the girl inside them, but couldn't. I skimmed through the page after page, and soon the boy got his own beams of light, one by one, after spending time with Emma. On the last page, they were holding hands in the garden, rainbow lights coming off both of them. Shane.
Hannah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I should never have judged you or made fun of your hair.
Shane, it's fine. Completely fine.
You don't think the comic is weird?
Of course not. It's beautiful. It really is. I looked down at the cover in my hands, reading the title one more time.
Remember when you told me in the rooftop garden that your name means flower?
Most beautiful flower in the garden?
Yeah.
Of course.
Shane pulled me into a hug, warm and comforting. I buried my head into his chest, inhaling deeply. He was wearing cologne.
Oh. He stopped. He stopped suddenly, pulling back. Something slithered out of the back of my jacket.
My bow! It must have fallen down back there.
See? You would have found it eventually.
I quickly tied the ribbon back into my hair. How does it look?
You look perfect.
I buried my head into his chest at a pure relief.
Nom 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 nom.
Thank you, seriously.
Yeah, I'm being weird. I'm done.
Gerard is probably coming back soon, and it's past the hours I can be here. I'm gonna hop into his bed. I didn't really want to leave and end this roller coaster of a day, but I could understand that he would want me gone. I wiggled around, trying to get my things at the edge of the bed, but Shane wouldn't let go.
At least finish Dog Cop.
I rolled my eyes, pretending to be mad. Shane saw through it, and I slouched back into his arms. And so we finished Dog Cop in silence. Boulder saved the world from the dog guns and crazy dog one-liners. He settled down with his new dog wife, Peanut, finding a cozy dog house in the American Midwest. The credits rolled, showing both the names of the human body model and the dog head model. Boulder's Dalmatian sidekick's body was named Shane. Aww. I elbowed Shane to get his attention.
Hey!
Oh, look at his name. I didn't get an answer. I leaned over. Shane's eyes were closed. He was breathing softly. The deep breaths of the vulnerable. I too breathed deeply, still mostly awake. Then credits finished in the little, and the title screen began again. I quietly closed his laptop and tried to get up. Before I could, Shane grabbed my waist and pulled me back.
Hey.
Tomorrow's a Sunday.
Gerard won't mind. I smiled. Couldn't he tell this was what I wanted? Could he tell this is what I wanted? Okay. I laid down next to him. Still have butterflies?
More than ever.
Me too.
Aww.
If things could stay like this forever, I would be the happiest person alive. I snuggled into Shane's arms and fell asleep much faster than I thought. Best end. Now we gotta wait for the end credits, because apparently I'm not sure if that was the end credit scene, or that was just the regular best end, or so. Let's do a little fast forwarding sequence. Hold on. Something's happening. There we go.
Are you excited?
Excited? Are you kidding me? I'm absolutely terrified. I've never been on a plane before, let alone flown 12 hours for the other side of the world. This is the end credits scene. The scene after the credits. What's gonna happen is Nick Fury's gonna come out and be like,
Shane,
Hannah, hold on to your butts. I've got a mission for you. You're gonna need to join a force of Avengers. I'm absolutely let alone flown 12 hours to the other side of the world. Shane chuckled, taking my hand in his.
you'll love it. Once you're in the air, you'll get all the quiet time you want, and we'll be together.
But that means if we crash, I'll lose my life and the life of the person who matters most to me, all in one go.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I guess there's nothing I can do to convince you.
Shane leaned in and kissed me. As he did, my heart stilled. I lost myself in the comfort of his embrace. After a few seconds he pulled away, a sly grin on his face.
Feel better now?
Maybe.
I'll just have to kiss you every time you get nervous. It's only creepy because I'm wording it kind of creepy. You're so much work, you know that?
I shoved him, not even wanting to hear it.
You'll have to get used to having me around. We'll be sharing a bed after all.
Shane!
I'm just saying my family's house is tiny. They don't pretend to like they don't know what young couples get up to.
Shane!
Dirty, dirty boy. Shane grinned yet again at me. I'm just saying.
The next day I would be in England, eating dinner with Shane's family. Or, most likely, passed out from jet lag. He insisted that I meet his family before we graduated from the academy. I had no idea why, but I had my hopes. Still, no matter what happened or what adventures we faced, I knew I could do it, because Shane was by my side. Oh.
Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club.
Well, that was nice. That was definitely happier than the last ending I got. Yeah. Hope this time it's not like, oh, I've fallen back into like a pit of depression. It's I may be engaged, and I may be living in England, which sounds pretty cool. So that was nice. That's happy. That's nice. Good times. So yes, hope you enjoyed that. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends, tell everybody in the world about my channel. You don't have to. Just write Sensei Pong everywhere you go. People will at some point Google it, thinking it's like one of those like people that do the Illuminati graffiti things, or like one world government type graffitis, one world order graffitis. Like, Google it. Just do the same thing with me, Sensei Pong. Google it. And well, if you Google Sensei Pong, one of three things will come up: my old GameSpot profile from 2006, or the YouTube channel, maybe the Facebook, maybe Twitter. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, yes. So I will also be posting the good end and the worst end. So stay tuned for that, and I will possibly, like I said before, posting another route of my choice at this point. This was the blind Let's Play. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure exactly what my plans are for that, but it should be posting up pretty soon. So stay tuned this week. Like and subscribe.